first and foremost, chosen ones, if nobody told you as of yet today, I love you. If nobody told you as of yet today, I am proud of you. You're going to continue to achieve anything you set out to do. You understand me? Also, you know I got to give you that brief disclaimer. I only want you to take what resonates, and I want you to leave the rest behind, all right? I don't want you trying to force no scenario for you. If you don't get your confirmation through me, be patient, baby. I promise you going to get it through somebody else, all right? Also, y'all already know that voice damn near on DMX. So it is no whispering over here, all right? I'm loud. I'm only going to get louder. So this is probably about the time that you got to hit that volume, all right? You already got the job. You got that. And listen, stay positive, all right? So look, before we jump in here, I want to say this. Thank you so much for all y'all's loves, all y'all's likes, all y'all shares, all y'all subscribes, all y'all's kind words, not only to myself, but each other too. You understand me? So I definitely want to thank you. Also, I do want to let you know, for those who are unable to physically be at my event to see me, I got some virtual courses coming up for you, all right? The earliest one is June. It's early June. The link's in my bio, all right? I only have a limited amount of seats because I like it to be a small setting in a sense. I want to be there to answer your questions as well as give you confirmations as they come in, all right? Also, Orlando, Florida. I'm in your city, June 17th. So if you haven't already, I will recommend you getting your tickets, all right? Because again, I'm only going to have a small amount available, only because I want to have it to be more personal, okay? All right, so look, right? First, before we hop in, there's a few, you know I always got to give you a few storm warnings, right? So the first one, I've been telling y'all, before all of this Texas stuff start popping off, I told y'all Texas is a location I got to stay far away from. Because you got to realize that there's certain entities at that location. There's certain demonic spiritual warfare that's going on based upon the leaders that have been leading there, all right? So I told you Texas to be wary of it. But again, you had to raise your vibrations. See, if you live there, I don't want you stressing. However, you got to realize that in order to be safe, you got to raise your protection. Doing so by getting to higher ground. See, when I say higher ground, I'm talking about you literally got to raise your vibrations. You literally got to stay focused, doing what God asked you to do. That's how you're going to get protected from these dark-ass individuals, all right? Now, also, Cali, y'all going to have to raise that vibration too, because there's certain events that's going to be happening at that location. So I'm going to give you certain places. And if it applies to you, I want you to know to get to higher ground, meaning go inside of you. Raise your vibrations. So Texas, I already told you. Cali, I already told you. Now, there's a few other places, too, and we're going to talk about, right? Now, Chicago, you still got time, but certain things going to go on there, too. See, it doesn't even have to do just with certain individuals. It's based upon how certain leaders was misleading you. Certain trafficking that was going on. It's all going to come up. All right? So I want you to know, Cali, Texas right now, y'all going to have to keep them vibrations very high. You understand me? California, y'all allow too much to go on. So know that there's going to be a storm that comes. But again, get to higher ground right now. Raise your vibrations and you good, all right? Now, also, Florida. Florida got something coming too. And I have to say this. Florida, you're going to have to raise your vibrations, all right? Because a storm is coming through. It's already starting to brew. And you're going to see certain demonic things start to happen in front of you. But again, you protected as long as you keep your energy up, all right? As long as you're not out here doing any karmic stuff. So that means you're going to have to get away from people who scheming, lying, stealing, all of that, all right? God's starting to reveal certain things, and you're going to see it. Now, before we get into, there's other cities too, but right now, those are the ones that are coming up, all right? Now, chosen ones, with that being said, let's talk, baby. So, you know, it's very important for you to be prepared for the prayers that you praying right now, right? So you asking God for all of these things to happen for you. You asking for opportunities. You asking for love. You asking for abundance. But you truly gonna have to sit down and think, are you ready for them? Because you so used to having to wait an extended period of time. You so used to having to wait for certain things to show up. That's no longer the case, chosen ones. You now are going to start to see all of the things that you manifest in real time. So that person you thinking about is going to show up. That opportunity that you was praying about is going to show up. But God wants to see, are you properly prepared for them? Because while you out here usually having to wait an extended period of time, you wondering again when those blessings was going to come. So you thought that you could kind of pace it out a little bit, right? So you got to think. And I'm going to put a few things in perspective, right? See, there's certain money that you was waiting to come through. But you sitting there talking about how, oh, it's slow arriving to you. But you haven't even thought about what you going to do when that money comes through. You talking about you trying to move. Do you even know where you moving to? Have you already thought about a location that truly suits you? Have you thought about the type of house that you want to have? Certain things that you want to grab? Have you even ever put thought to that? Because if you not, when those blessings come in, you still going to be stuck where you stuck at. You still going to be waiting because now all of those things came through for you, but now you don't know what to do with the things that God presented to you. You going to have to plan it out. See, I always say this, there's certain logical thinkers that you gotta have plan A, plan B. Before I move here, I gotta do this. Before I move there, I gotta do that. Okay, cool. Now, a lot of the critical thinkers, God wants you to tap into a dreamer side of you. But for those who are, again, wanting to have certain abundance come in, wanting for certain partnerships to arrive, you had to already have certain things already aligned. Are you ready for love? A lot of you say, some of you, oh yeah, you ready for love until love gets presented in front of you. Now all of a sudden you talking about, I'm not sure. Now you acting all shy. Now you acting all scary. They wanting to take you out. You sitting there hesitant. So are you properly prepared for the things that you praying for to come in? Because again, if you want love, are you ready to accept it? Are you still going through all of those past individuals who neglected you? Are you still going back down memory lane about how all of these past people tested you? Are you going to allow your past to really present you or prevent you from getting to your future, boo? You got to be properly prepared for all of the things that you asking God to bring through. See, you talking about how you want somebody to, take you out. Nobody ever took me out on a date. Now, all of a sudden, love has arrived. It's right in front of your face. They asking, can I take you out? And now you hesitant to take that offer because at the past, you knew that something came with that. See, there's certain people that you asking for opportunities to come through. Now there's people that you aligning with, your true soul tribe crew, that are now trying to make certain things easier for you, but you sitting there hesitant to accepting it. Because you knew before when you accepted something from somebody else, they needed something else or they expected something else, whether it was sexually, financially, physically, mentally, it came with something else. So you sitting there preventing God from having certain things from coming in because you still hesitant based upon what the past did. Are you properly prepared for the things that you asking? You gonna have to think about it. See, I want you to think there's something that we all know about, right? So you know how you order a package, right? So say this is Amazon, UPS, something online, whatever the case may be. You got your mind up. You looking at it a few times. You like, oh, I like this shirt. Oh, I like this couch. Oh, I like this. I like that. Whatever it is, you have to apply it right now, right? So you know how you ordering certain things And then all of a sudden, you hesitant at first, but you like, nah, I deserve that. Nah, I really want that. You did your research on that. You like, all right, cool. So you go ahead and place that order in, right? That's the same applies to certain prayers that you asking to come through. You sat there, took the time, analyzed it. You went inside you and see how it would apply and benefit you in a sense. You sat there and again, you took your time to truly read the description. You read the reviews. Now all of a sudden you place that order in and you see that it's going to be arriving soon, right? See, originally it gave you a date that was farther out. See, you was like, all right, cool, I got time to work that out. See, with this package that comes in, you had to be there in person. You had to sign for it in a sense. So as you place that order in, that's equivalent to you making certain prayers, right? Asking God for certain love, asking God for certain opportunities, asking God for so on and so forth. Again, you have to apply it how it resonates pertaining to you. You ask God for certain things to come through. It gave you a later date and you like, all right, cool. I still got time to make certain plays out to see how I'm going to be there to receive it, right? All right, stay with me, stay with me. So as you place that order in, it originally tells you a later date. Then all of a sudden, you look again, check that tracking, and it says it's going to come earlier than expected. See, I want you to realize at the time you was putting certain prayers in, you was thinking that you had time to properly prepare for them, not even realizing that you had to prepare before you even placed that order, and you had to be flexible in a sense. See, originally, anytime, anything else, you so excited. If it's a package coming to your house, let's say it's going to come earlier than expected. You all smiling, you all vibing, you excited to receive it, right? But when it comes to certain love, job opportunities, certain friendships, so on and so forth, you put those orders in, but you thinking that you have time to properly prepare for them, not even realizing this is a rush order. God's going to have it rushing in. God's going to have it get presented earlier than you had expected. But see, anybody else will be happy. Anybody else will be excited. Anybody else will be like, damn, they came earlier than I want. I like it. But when it comes to certain things that you're not properly prepared for, when they start to arrive and you hear that knock at your door, you kind of hesitant, right? Now let's talk. See, I want you to realize that there's certain people that you cross paths with too. See, this doesn't just apply to you properly being prepared for certain positions and individuals. This goes for people who is praying to cross paths with people like you too. There's certain individuals that was asking for love to come in. They put that order in when they prayed for them. There's certain people talking about, I can't wait till I have love arrive. Okay, cool. They put that prayer in. That's that order in a sense. That's for waiting for God to come through. There's certain people saying, I can't wait to have this job opportunity arrive. You talking about how you know that you earned this, you deserved it, you so excited, you ready to get to work in, but all of a sudden, again, you place that order in. That's that prayer. That's you, again, equivalent to you going online, placing that order in. The same applies pertaining to God. You made that prayer, so be prepared for them, right? So you knew exactly what you was asking for, and they knew what they was asking for too. See, they wasn't expecting that it was going to actually come and come earlier than what they thought it was going to do, right? So I want you to realize that there's certain people that you cross paths with that was praying to cross paths with you. Having somebody who speaks life into them, somebody who loves them, somebody who honors them. There's certain job opportunities that they was praying for somebody who was properly prepared for this position. Somebody who had great work ethic, somebody who knew how to lead, somebody who had past experiences. So therefore, again, they knew what they needed to do, right? There's certain people that was praying for somebody like you. They put that order in, right? So what did God have you do? See, there's people who cross paths with you asking for somebody like you. They put that order in. God had you come in. All of a sudden, it's almost like that mystical song start playing. Here I go. Here I go. They put that order in, right? So God had you, which was that package in a sense. Matter of fact, you was that deliverer because that package that you had was within. So all of that love was within you. All that protection was within you. That job opportunity in certain positions that God knew that you deserved to be in, that was within you. But you was the individual that was delivering it, right? So you equivalent to the Amazon driver, the UPS driver, FedEx, whatever the case may be, whoever you go to, you know what I'm talking about, right? You was the individual who was going to deliver that package. So they put in that order. They knew that it was to be expected. Now, all of a sudden, you pull up first. Now, this is equivalent to you crossing paths with certain individuals, but them not at that time truly knowing they worth. Them truly not realizing, again, what they put that order in for has arrived at their door. They wasn't in place for it, right? So they had all of these prayers asking for all of these things. Here you come as the driver, in a sense, bringing that in. And when you get to that location, they got some pets and shit all outside their door. You can't even get in the gate. You like, hey, yo, God, is this the right address? Then you send me to this place. That's equivalent to you crossing paths with people, giving them love, but they acting like they not ready to receive it, right? So you check the package again, like, yo, this a good address? Oh, right, it is. You looking like, if they knew I was coming, why they ain't had these animals locked in? Why they ain't have this where, again, I could walk in and drop off they shit? You wondering. So you go back to God like, hey, yo, God. That's like you going to the headquarters in a sense. Like, hey, I got this package talking about this address, but when I got there, they dogs was all out in the yard and shit. They had people all outside their crib. That's equivalent to certain people who still got karmic energies around them. So you looking like, nah, I don't feel comfortable leaving here. Because if I left it here, somebody else could steal it. Somebody else could destroy it. So again, you checked the address, you went back to God, and God was like, oh yeah, that's what it is. So you thinking to yourself like, all right, cool. That's that first try. Cause you know how Amazon and UPS do. They gonna come 3 times, right? So the first time they come, that person got all these people outside of their crib, but they nowhere in sight. That's you arriving on love, arriving with what they was asking for. But those people not really acting right. They not at the location that they supposed to be in to receive it, all right? That's that mentality. That's that, again, they may still got certain karmic friends all around their crib. So you like, nah, I'm not going to leave it here. So you pull off with it. You like, all right, cool. You went back to the headquarters. You asked God. He was like, oh, nah, this is where you were supposed to go to. You like, all right. He's like, when you went there, what had happened? You like, God, when I went there, they was talking about, they ain't know nothing about no package. They had people outside of their yard. They had certain animals running abroad. There was certain things I ain't feel comfortable with giving all those things because the person who ordered it was nowhere in sight. God was like, all right, cool, cool. That's equivalent again. You trying to offer certain love to these individuals, but at that time, they wasn't ready to receive you. Now, I ain't talking about karmics who was out here being petty, being disrespectful, using you, abusing you, so on and so forth. I'm talking about the individuals that are so used to their prayers and their dreams and they wishes not coming true. So therefore, when they seen and put that order in, they ain't realized that you was actually going to come through. So you went back to headquarters. You like, I'm going to try it another day. That's you shooting your shot with somebody else and them not really responding the way that you expecting them to do, right? All right, cool, cool, cool. So what did God have you do? You went back to the headquarters. You got yourself together. Went ahead. You sat there and delivered other packages to other people like at their crib. So that's you equivalent to you crossing paths with people, giving them a smile, giving them love, giving them ambition, giving them something, again, that goal within you. You was giving that to other individuals, but you still held on to that package for that other individual, right? So that's equivalent to you feeling a spark with somebody or you feeling like this position is for you. But again, they wasn't ready to receive you. They wasn't where they said that they was going to be, right? Oh, all right, cool. So that was the first try. Then you sat there, came through. The second day you came back to that location and you seen still the similar view. See, they ain't have everybody outside this time. They ain't have all they pets outside this time. They ain't have certain things that was going to keep you from delivering that package this time, but they was nowhere in sight. See, God told you can't just leave it. They had to sign it, right? They had to make sure that you properly gave it to the right person. So that's equivalent to you. You wasn't able to hand a package to other individuals that love everybody else trying to pursue you. You may not have allowed them access to you because you knew who this love was supposed to go to. You knew what this protection was supposed to go to. You knew who this affection was supposed to go to. So you knew that it wasn't the individuals that was presented in front of you. So you had to wait to see that person. And when you knocked on the door, they wasn't there. They talking about they was working. Or again, they overslept. They was inside. They wasn't there. They didn't come to the door to sign that line. That's you again. Came back the second time. It was the same shit. That doesn't mean, and again, I got to reiterate this. We ain't talking about no karmics. We ain't talking about giving the past another opportunity. I'm talking about when God gave you that spark and told you that this is your person. But again, they still was healing from their past. They still didn't know that that package was going to come that fast. So they wasn't at the spot that they needed to be to receive that, right? Stay with me. So you came the second time and you like, oh, nah, listen, I ain't gonna keep playing with him. You stayed outside for a little bit. You rang the doorbell. You went to this door. You went to that door. You was like, what's going on? God was like, be patient with them. So the more that you stood out there, it's hot as shit. You like, what? It may have started to rain a little bit. You like, listen, I ain't about to just get this package destroyed, and I ain't about to sit here outside in this storm, so I'm going to go ahead back in my truck and keep it moving. See, you went back to God like, God, is this an illusion? Like, God, you told me that this person is my person. God's like, yeah. You like, God, you told me that this position was my position. God like, yeah. You like, but every time I show up, they not there. Every time I try to offer it, they act like they ain't care. God's like, what they say? You like, I told them, I came there knocking, they ain't answer. I came there to deliver it, they wasn't there to sign for it, so they couldn't receive it. God's like, true, true. See, the whole time God's smirking and you looking like, hey, yo, what you trying to have me do? You like, hey, yo, God, did they even really ask for me? See, intuitively, you feel a connection with these individuals. Intuitively, you feel a bond with these individuals. But how they responding to you, how they reacting to you, they may act nonchalant. They may not always respond to you. So you like, what's going on? Like, God, this the right. You keep double checking that label. Like, okay, so-and-so, 1, 2, 3, all right. This or why. You sitting there even checking back on the order online like, okay, did they mix something up? God's like, oh, nah. That person knew who they was ordering. They knew what they was waiting for, but they didn't realize that it was going to come earlier than expected. That's why they wasn't at that door. You like, all right, cool. See, at that time, you may have second-guessed you. At that time, you may have felt like, nah, it was an illusion on you. You may have been confused because you felt a close connection with those individuals. You felt them on that Mario tip calling out for you. And when you arrived there, they was nowhere there presented in front of you. So that was the second time. You listen to God the first time when they had everybody outside. God was like, oh, nah, they not ready yet. Go ahead, take their package and we going to try again. You like, cool. That's the first time that you shot your shot in their direction, right? Oh, all right, cool. The second time you came, it was cleared out. That means they've been working on them. They ain't have all those individuals outside no more, right? There wasn't no karmics outside. They truly started to get prepared in a sense. So again, they ain't had nobody outside to try to take their package. They pets was locked away, but they still wasn't in their place to receive that package. You like, all right, cool. See, at that time, all you was thinking about is they still wasn't there ready for you. But you ain't even take that time to realize that certain things was changing, that they was properly preparing for you. See, you had to be patient. See, chosen ones, you are seers. You see things way before other people do. So at that time, they may not have realized that they had it so that they had to sign for that package. They didn't realize that they had to be there a certain date. When they put in those prayers or put in that order, they thought that they had time. So they had you waiting. See, that was the second time you came through. The first time, again, they had all these karmic individuals around them. Certain animals running wild. Then all of a sudden, the second time that you came, they just didn't bring their ass outside, right? Oh, why? Cool. But little by little, you ain't even realize that they was properly preparing that scene for you. You was just upset because you knew that God sent you in and you like, they ain't ready yet? What you mean? Why they even put that request in? Why they even order these things? Did they even mean to? Did they even want to? See, these individuals been thinking about you and you've been thinking about them too. They've been manifesting you. See, you so used to people sitting there scamming. You so used to people out here being underhanded. You so used to people calling you in when they knew damn well that they was still damaged. So when you got there, they wasn't ready to receive what God had you bring in. So again, you felt a certain type of way. You like, why they had me come back past here again? God's like, oh, when you went there this time, what did you see? You like, God, there wasn't all these people outside. There wasn't all these pets outside, but they ain't come to get that package from me. God's like, all right, cool. See, they got another time, that third time. See, you know how Amazon and UPS do. They gonna leave that little note on that door to let you know that they came by. See, that first time that you shot your shot towards them, they sat there and peeped it. They seen it, but again, they wasn't at a place to receive it. So they seem like, oh, love's coming through. That's you giving them certain compliments and them feeling a certain type of way with you. That's you saying something that they was thinking about and you saying it to them before they had an opportunity to say it to you. See, God and sat there and left little signs and synchronicities for them, right? All right, cool. Second time came in again. They cleared out certain karmics, certain past boos. They done had their false ass friends not there in front of their crib to intimidate you. Didn't have these pets running amok. But again, they wasn't there to get that package from you. So you like, all right, you let that second notice. That you, again, trying to go back in, let them know, like, listen, you ordered a package and I'm trying to bring it in. You had that love. You had that light. You had that abundance within you. You had certain things that they had ordered, but they didn't realize it was going to come as fast as God had you. So you left that little sign on their door. That you sending out a message again. They may not respond right away, or they acted nonchalant in a sense, but you didn't pick up on certain signs and synchronicities too. You wanted them to see that package and know that it was you. But at the same time, you ain't realized that they was trying to prepare they setting in a sense for you. Just like you needed to be patient, they had to be ready to receive you. See, had they sat there and came a certain time, they wouldn't have been able to be that divine. They wouldn't have been showing a certain light. They had to prepare their location, their foundation in order to receive it. See, they had to get rid of that old shit. See, when they placed that order in, you was bringing something new in. But again, they couldn't have and enjoy it unless they got all of that other stuff out the picture, right? All right, true. See, they was working hard. But they know you was working hard too, so you left that second notice. The third time you came in, you heard people inside the crib, but when you was knocking on the door, they ain't come and answer it. You like, what? Like, yo, I ain't gonna keep doing this. You going to God. That's like you calling into your headquarters in a sense. Like, hey, yo, listen, the first time they had all these people outside their crib. The second time, I ain't see nobody, but they ain't come to the door. Now I see and hear them behind closed doors. I hear them walking around. I hear music sound, but I ain't see them yet. God's like, what you about to do now? You like, listen, I'm gonna give them a little bit of time. You being patient, right? All right, cool. You heard them knocking, you heard them music and walking and talking, but they ain't come to the door for you. See, you see that car outside, so you know they there. You like, what's going on? I guess they truly don't care. You thinking that they just maybe misordered it. You thinking that, nah, maybe they was on some scamming shit. Maybe somebody else had a package arrive to their crib, and this person really wasn't the person who was supposed to receive it. Maybe somebody put another address on it. That's because Let's talk. That's equivalent to you having intuitive feelings that this person is truly for you. You feeling that spark about this person. You know damn well because you went back to God and God was like, nah, you go back to where I sent you. You like, God, they acting like they ain't ready. He like, what I tell you to do. You like, true, I'ma listen. So you went back over and over again. That's that first time you shot your shot. That's that second time you try to let them know that everything's going to be all right. That third time you came through like, listen, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to give you this package. They still wasn't there. So all of a sudden, you thought that they didn't care because they was nonchalant. They wasn't outside to sign. They wasn't acting like they truly was ready for you to arrive, not even realizing that they had got a later date. So they was inside their place, but they wasn't expecting that or expecting you to come until later. So then they rushing around trying to clean up a few things. They trying to do all of these things, try prepare for these new things, but you just knew that God sent you, but you ain't realized God sent you earlier than what they was expecting. They, again, are so used to for certain things. They used to being neglected. They so used to certain things being put off time and time again. They so used to certain things falling through for them. So they didn't realize that we in different time. As soon as they put those prayers in, God was going to have you arrive. They ain't realized that, chosen ones, right? So the third time you came past again, you heard music in there. You heard them talking. You ain't realized inside the crib, they was preparing for the things that they had ordered in a sense, but you just knew that they wasn't outside to receive that shit. So you like, God, what you want me to do? God was like, listen, go back to the headquarters. When they ready to receive it, they going to have to come through. See, everybody you know about UPS, FedEx, Amazon, whatever the case. I don't know how Amazon do it, but I can speak on behalf of UPS and FedEx, right? After that third time that they try to come through and deliver something for you that you ordered through them, they like, nah, when they ready to receive it, they got a certain amount of time where they can come get it. See, you ain't realized that this was a lesson for them. They so used to keeping their feelings in. They so used to, again, being restricted in a sense. They so used to having to act nonchalant because they so used to people disappointing them. See, you ain't even realized, chosen ones, at that time, this was a lesson for them. God just wanted to have you to arrive. God just wanted you to do what you needed to do to let them know that you came earlier than what they expected, that you was trying to come through and deliver for them. But they ain't realize it. They wasn't prepared for it. So just like that third time's a charm, after that, they got to come and get it. See, you went back to your headquarters in a sense and you left that package. God was like, if they truly want it, they going to come after it. See, you ain't even realize that this was a lesson not for you, but for that individual. They had to put down their fears. They had to put away their disappointment. They had to let their past go to know that what they ordered from came and showed up. They had to, again, at that time, take that time period to see, was they ready to receive it? Was they ready to go after it? Was they ready to come to that location to grab it? Because you done came through several times to try to show that individual you for them. You try to show them because God told you to head towards them. So again, you knew that they ordered a package, but again, you came earlier than expected. So God was like, all right, when they ready, they going to come and grab it. You heard me. So you wasn't tripping. Well, shit, a little bit you might have been. You might have been like, man, what if they don't come through like I really was expecting them? What if they truly never find their strength and come and grab it? You wondering, right? You sitting there trying to think optimistic, but at the same time, your feelings had you feeling a certain type of way. You like, yo, I know that they will be excited if they truly knew what I was sending their way. They would truly be excited that I came earlier than expected. You was sitting there excited for them, but again, they was battling being neglected. They so used to people coming through, and if it came quicker than expected, they was like, nah. That's some scamming shit. See, a lot of them went through certain obstacles just like you. They had to properly prepare for that package to come through. God was like, if they really want it, they going to come back to you. They going to come after it. They going to grab it. And if they don't, then what happens? It gets sent back, and then somebody else can reorder that. And now guess what? That person who ordered that is going to be prepared for it next. See, you got to realize you do what God asked you to do. Don't feel like no fool when you shoot your shot at certain individuals that may not always be ready to receive you. You understand me? Because again, just like you used to certain people scamming, you got to think around certain holidays, how they start having certain spams and scams jamming, how certain people had packages delivered at other people's cribs just because inside that package had some other shit. See, you so used to that, so you seen certain signs and synchronicities that had you triggered too. You was thinking that these individuals maybe had tried to play you like a fool. You ain't even realized what God was having to do. Didn't have nothing really to do with you, but it did because you were part of that crew. Man, listen, you ain't realized that the whole time you was learning the lesson, but that lesson was for them. They ordered a package. They wasn't ready to receive it. Now guys like, oh nah, they gonna have to come on in. They gonna have to step to you and tell you that they love you. They gonna have to step to you and tell you that they want you. They gonna have to step to you and say, listen, I don't know what I ordered like that. I didn't realize it was gonna come that quick. But at the last minute, they gonna be on their avant tip, that 4 minutes to go grab that shit. See, I want you to realize it's up to you to stay optimistic because your mind is the manifester. That's what's gonna help bring them in. Your mind is that alert that you send into their phone to let them know to come get their shit. See, you're not even realizing that, again, everything is in divine time because they so used to people coming to them. But now guys like, nah, I want them to come to you. You so used to having to shoot your shot and prove yourself to other individuals. God was like, nah, I'm going to see how much they want it. I'm going to see how much they, again, that God wants to see, and he's going to put them in a position to prove it. See, again, that package is only going to stay there for a certain amount of time. God is going to only have you waiting a certain amount of time outside. God's going to have that package back at the headquarters, and if they want it, they're going to have to come get it. So that means, again, you shoot your shot, you planted that seed in the sense, you left that note on their door to let them know what that's to be expected. That's you planting that small seed, that smile, that ambition, that affection, that protection, all of that love that you had within. You was the one who's going to deliver the package, but again, they going to have to prove how much they truly wanted it. See, they had a behind the scenes because they missed their signs and synchronicities because they were so busy preparing it for the new shit that they ain't even realize that the new had already arrived right in front of them. So now again, you starting to realize, based upon the fact that you was being patient, God put a certain time period on that package to have them waiting. See, you sat there and took your love back to headquarters. That means you gave that love back to you. You sat there and was patient. You like, all right, cool, I got other work to do. You sat there and was delivering that love to other people, not the same love that you gonna get to that individual, but you still giving that love. You still giving your light. You still focus on your life. You still, again, making sure your finances is getting right. You making sure that you healed. You making sure you did what you needed to do. But then again, all that package that was waiting for them, now they going to have to prove it. Now, again, God wants to see what they going to do. They going to come and pick up because they got 7 days to do it. That little time period. See, I don't want you to really give yourself 7 days because divine time ain't the same as your time. So you're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to continue to grind. See, just like those deliverers. If they can't deliver this package to this place, does that mean that nobody else gets their shit? Just because this person wasn't ready to receive their package, does that mean that everybody else don't get their gift? Does that mean that you got to act all hard with that shit? Now you acting all phony. You acting like you don't really want love just because that person wasn't ready to receive that. Nah, you got to keep moving. You got to keep delivering what other people are expecting, right? All right, cool. So you took their package back to headquarters. Now they're going to have to come see you. See, at that time, again, you didn't know if they was going to make it in time. You like, listen, I done sent out an email. I done called them, manifesting them in your mind. You done sat there and sent certain alerts out, but you like, damn, if they ain't see it, that's on them. You knew you did with everything that God asked you to do to try to come through for them. See, you was making things easier for them, but God was like, nah, they need to put that work in. See, they gonna have to shake that past shit that they went through. They gonna have to stop comparing you to their past, boo. They gonna have to know that the love that you have is something that I sent them. And they know because, again, you came to them. I'm trying to tell you. See, they so used to being finessed. They ain't even realize had they took a step back, God would have provided certain confirmations for them. See, nobody else knew that they had ordered that package. Nobody else knew what they had arriving. Nobody else knew what was inside it but you. Nobody else knew where to go to in order to deliver that to those people. Nobody knew that but you. Why? Because God intuitively gave that information to you. So had they truly sat there and paid attention and truly checked the signs and synchronicities, they would have realized that God was favoring them and wasn't going to keep them waiting. But again, they wasn't ready to receive it. That's cool. Now, God had you take their package back to see what they going to do. That's equivalent to you like, listen, I ain't going to keep blowing up shorty phone. I ain't going to keep trying to let them know that they not alone. I ain't going to keep trying to tell them what they can be, because if they don't believe it, then they'll never see it. You understand me? God was like, all right, cool. Take that shit back to headquarters. If they don't come grab it from you, then what we going to do? Send it back to the original person, which is God, and somebody else going to reorder it, which is their prayers. And God's going to have you then come and deliver that package to somebody else who's patiently and excitedly waiting. So if that person that you truly know is your divine boo, you got to be patient with them. Just like God was patient with you. But that don't mean that you stay outside of their crib calling out to them like that's on some 90s video shit. You ain't going to sit there and keep pleading to them. You're not going to keep trying to pour into them. Because, again, they got to be ready to receive it. They got to be there and ready to sign it. They got to know exactly where that package is going to go inside they shit. They got to know it. So if they not ready to receive it, that's cool. Take your ass back to headquarters and do what God asked you to do. When they ready to receive it, they going to show up because God's going to force them to. God's going to be like, hey, yo, this is so-and-so from so-and-so. You ordered a package and my person came and tried to deliver it multiple times. Every time they try to deliver it, the first time you had other people outside. You had your pets running the crazy. All of these things happening. Then the second time they came, they ain't see no car outside and I told them that they couldn't leave that shit. The third time they came and they heard individuals in the crib, seen your car outside, so knew your ass was in there. But you still didn't come to the door to get it. So I'm going to let you know right now, we got your package at the headquarters. If you got a certain amount of time to come grab it, if you don't grab it, we send it in the back and somebody else can have it. They like, hey, yo, I didn't even know. Where you say so-and-so left the little notes on the door, they like, yeah, they left it out back. They like, oh, damn, they must have mistook it from our front door. Whole time you was leaving signs to them. But that's not a door that they used to going through. See, you leaving love and certain hints. That's some things that they not used to. See, because you was leaving certain signs for them, but they not used to going through that door. They not used to, again, being vulnerable with their feelings. They ain't even realize what was in store. They ain't realize that you came earlier than expected because they stopped checking because they so used to being disappointed. They stopped checking that tracking because they like, nah, I know it's going to have me mad again because they so used to seeing that they packers was rerouted or no checks had came in. So again, God was like, look, gave them and had their attention. They like, God, how long you say I got to get it? And God's like, listen, you got so-and-so time. We only gonna hold it for a certain amount of time. They like, all right, cool. Let me try move my schedule around. Right now, you don't realize it because you don't see them. Because again, you already done try to shoot your shot at them because you done already tried to provide them certain things. You ain't even realize that God had called them and answered certain questions. You don't even realize that sooner than later, you're going to see them. You heard me? I'm trying to tell you. So again, you did what God told you to do. You're not begging them to give them a package that they ordered from you. You're not going to sit there and keep trying to persuade them on why they should choose you. You're not sitting there going to keep trying to let them know that you're not they past boo. You're going to have to, again, allow them to be ready. Prepare that scene for you. They're going to have to come in and get it if that's what they want. And if they don't, just know God's going to send that shit out to somebody else. Somebody at that time try to order it and they seen that there was out of stock. They like, damn, I can't wait till that shit comes in stock again. Whole time they ain't even realize that you the answer to somebody else's prayers too. That if they don't step up when God tells them to, that God's going to remove you. Have somebody else get to see that view. Somebody who's going to be prepared for those prayers that they was praying for. Meaning you. You understand me? And I ain't just talking about romantically. I'm talking about as far as business too, friends go, so on and so forth. I'm talking about there's certain people that was putting orders in, but they seen that that shit was sold out in a sense, and they just waiting for that package to come back in. So God's like, nah, have them come do that work. Come get that shit. They gonna arrive. And those who choose not to arrive on time, one thing's for sure, God's going to have that shit be sent out to somebody else who's waiting for that. So, chosen ones, you got to be patient with your process. You got to know that your prayers is going to come earlier than expected, but you got to be prepared for them. You used to, again, being let down. You used to your packages or your love being rerouted. You so used to having to wait a certain type of time, but now God's like, nah. He gonna have them come faster. But if you not ready, you still gonna be waiting. If you're not at that location that he tells you to be in, you're not going to be at a place to certainly receive it. So again, you got to be patient with your process. You don't chase them. You, of course, do what God asks you to do. If God tells you to go relay this message to this individual, if God has you go to this person and speak your truth, let them know how much you love them, honor them, and how you know that they your true divine boo, or how you know that this position is truly for you. You got to allow them to see it too. If they don't, guess what's going to happen? Another opportunity is going to come through. You heard me. Man, that place of business that's so used to they staff barely working. They come in with an attitude. They act in a certain type of way about the people they supposed to be providing customer service to. They was waiting for a worker like you. But again, if they can't see you for you, based upon the fact that your exterior don't always reflect what's within, if they don't trust their intuition and know that God is answering all the answers to their questions, if they not ready to receive that, another position's going to appear. And that position's going to have more benefits. That position, again, is going to be more abundant. It's going to be more prosperous. It's going to be more solid. It's going to have longevity. It's going to put you in certain places that you thought that you would never see. I'm trying to tell you, don't sit there and waste your time on somebody who's not ready for you to arrive. If God tells you to take your time and start focusing on you, and I'm going to have that person come back to you and speak their truth, that's what you're going to have to listen to. But sometimes you the person who has to break that barrier. Sometimes you the person who has to let them know who sent you. You heard me. Because again, they wasn't expecting that those packages was going to come as quick. And they did. They so used to things having to be delayed for them. You no longer got to go through that. Your stuff is coming in real time, so are you ready to receive it, chosen ones? You talking about you want love, but now somebody trying to love you. Now you scared because they coming across like your past boo. Your past boo started off showing off love too. They end up finding out that they was loving on your whole crew. You heard me. You so used to somebody else acting like, oh, they business oriented. They all about their business. But then all of a sudden you realize that they all about their business, that they had no position to have you come in too. So you kind of hesitant. You're not dealing with the same individual. If you knew that you did that work, if you knew that you disconnected from those past cycles, then you got to know that what you praying for is coming in real time. You no longer got to wait for that. You understand me? So I want you to trust your intuition, but I want you to, again, pay attention because you know who's your divine. Listen, let me speak for myself. Back in the day, I aligned with this masculine. I thought that was my divine true twin flame. Whole time I ain't realized that I meet the karmic before I meet the real thing. So that quote-unquote twin flame that I thought was mine, he didn't have no hints of divine. That motherfucker was no twin of mine. His ass was evil. He did shit for money. He sat there and spread lies. He didn't know him, so how could he get to know me and know that I was the person that he was supposed to be with? That wasn't the truth. But again, because he was able to dress up like he was my true divine boo, I truly thought that that was my person. I'm sitting there putting all this work in. I'm truly keep calling him twin, but again, his ass was not my twin. He was evil. He was a manipulator. He was, again, matter of fact, I'm gonna pop my shit, because if they didn't want you to repeat it, they shouldn't have did it. You heard me. So when I first met him, I just knew, oh, this my twin flame, this my divine boo. Whole time, that was somebody I ain't even need to be connected to. They ain't had the same morals as me. They was giving up their morals for monetary gain. They was scamming. They was deceiving. They was all about money. Those ass was a demon. But I was looking at the light because they dressed it up just right. I thought that that was my true divine boo. Whole time, I ain't realized I met that karmic ass individual before I got connected in front of my true boo. See, I ain't even realized that my true divine boo was closer than I thought. See, I just knew when I seen this other masculine, I felt a true spark. But again, I'm like, nah, I couldn't be. Let me shake that shit off, because I think this is my twin for real. Every time I felt a spark with him, I'm like, oh, nah, but only time would tell. See, I felt this spark with this one, but I was so convinced that this was my real twin over here, that when I got around this person, that shit felt a little weird. Like, yo, am I tripping, or am I feeling what I'm feeling? But the circumstances, I'm like, I don't know. Whole time I ain't realized that I was choosing that evil ass soul, that they was trying to finesse me from getting to my true divine boo. But at the time, I ain't even realize that this person was my boo. I just thought we was cool people. You heard me? So you gotta realize your karmic gonna come dressed up. They might even have that shit on. But then you're gonna realize that they was dressed up based upon what the devil told them to do. See, the devil heard when you was talking to God, saying how you wanted your person to be. Oh, I want somebody to be intelligent. I want them to be able to use their intuition. See, I've never been on that. Matter of fact, let me correct that. Back in the day, I ain't had shit growing up. So when I got older and was able to afford it, I started working when I was a teen. I started buying. I was a sneakerhead. I mean, I was buying up everything. My room looked like Foot Locker in a sense. I'm trying to tell you. I started really feeling like my power was in that material things, because I thought, again, I was benefiting because I was doing better than I was when I was a kid. See, then all of a sudden I crossed paths with a karmic. This was in my teens, so I could talk about it, right? Matter of fact, wasn't even my teens. It was my early 20s when I came across my first karmic. See, at that time, I was putting my power in all these possessions that I had. I love watches. I had watches on like crazy. You know, I like my fossils, had my G-Shocks, had all these tennis shoes. I'm trying to tell you again, looking like Foot Locker in that. I was all fresh, dressed to impress. I thought my power was in that, because I knew where I had been in my past. Then I came across this karmic ass individual. What he do? He bleached all my clothes, bleached every one of last of my shoes. When I mean I had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shoes. Shoes you walk in the room, I'm trying to tell you, they was towering over you. See, he came through and bleached all my shit. Cut up all my clothes, all because of other people was showing attention to me, and I ain't even know. He didn't want nobody else to look at me and see me flashy, so he tried to be petty. He thought that that was my power. At the time, maybe I thought it was too. He ruined all my shit. Then all of a sudden, I started thinking differently. I stopped wanting to get certain material things. I stopped wanting to be flashy, because I'm like, listen, as quick as it came, it went too. God, I ain't realized at the time God was using that individual to teach me some lessons too. See, at that time, I was so focused on my clothes and my shoes, getting money, doing all these jobs. I'm thinking I'm making positive moves. I told y'all from a youngin', my first job was professional as shit. I've always had the ability to get money ever since I was a little kid. So therefore, only because I was the one who had to provide for me because my mother didn't. So at that time, I didn't realize God was teaching me through that person. He was telling me, listen, that material shit, that ain't where your worth is. So from that time period, I stopped trying to be flashy. I stopped worrying about this. I stopped worrying about that. I started wearing more spandex and sweats in a sense. I stopped, again, I allow that person to manipulate me mentally in a sense to stop feeling like I wanted certain things that I wanted based upon the fact that he did what he did. It was unexpected, but it was part of the lesson. So now all of a sudden I'm grown. This happened in my early 20s. I'm talking about 20 years old. Now in my 30s with a apostrophe S. I'm in my 30s and now I'm finally starting to get back to wanting some shit. I used to, again, buy things. My kids, they be fresh. My kids got clothes. My kids had this, but I stopped buying certain things for me based upon my past shit. Now I'm starting to be like, yo, you can have this too, but you ain't putting all your power in these material things. You putting your power in you. So it's okay to want nice things now. It's okay to want to buy yourself an outfit or clothes or want to go out of town. It's okay to treat yourself because you see that the power was within you. It wasn't what was on you. So I had to realize that all the karmic individuals I was connected to were real flashy. They was real flashy. And I ain't like that. Because I'm like, nah, they all based upon material things. They only want this. They only want that. Whole time I ain't realized my true divine boo knows how to dress. He really know how to put that shit on. He really like that. But again, based upon my past experience, I kind of seen that and seen red flags in a sense. I'm so used to people putting certain power in material shit. So when my karmic came across, before I realized I seen my true divine boo, when my karmic came across, again, he was dressed like that too. He was all dressed all to impress, knew how to put that shit on, but inside he was a hot ass mess. He wasn't right. You understand me? So he had to get left. But you have to realize that your past, you come across your karmic before you align with your true divine boo. And sometimes those characteristics will trigger certain things inside you. Sometimes those karmics will have you not willing to take a step forward, true who you supposed to be with, because they show certain similarities to their past person who was a demon. See, my past person knew how to, my past false ass twin, he knew how to have that shit on in a sense. So when I seen my true divine boo, he knew how to dress too. And I'm like, oh, the same shit, different person. It's a no for me, boo. Whole time I ain't realized that my karmic was trying to keep me and from getting to who I was supposed to be with. I ain't realized that my karmic was dressed like my true divine boo, but he was dressed like that. But again, the proof was inside him. He wasn't the same. The past was evil. The new was not going to be that way. So you got to realize that sometimes your karmic has similarities, may have similar looks, may have similar qualities as your past boo, but it's not the same. You understand who you're supposed to be going to. Sometimes they try to throw you off, so therefore you no longer want to go towards those things that truly are attracting you. They're going to have you question you. They're going to have you doubting you. They're going to have you feeling like, nah, this can't be it because I seen this shit through the other individual, but the difference is how they act. The difference is how they move. The difference is intuitively how you feel around these individuals. See, before you had to persuade yourself to like that person. For this person, you truly feel a spark. See, you feel shit before they even speak that shit back to you, before they even know that they supposed to play that part. See, you are somebody who's a seer, chosen ones. So when you see people, you see your future on who they supposed to be. But again, you got to realize that unless they step up, that's something that they could never be. You got to realize that, again, everybody has true free. I always say this. People got free will, but chosen ones don't. You don't get to choose if you're going to be evil. That's something that you don't get to do. You don't get to choose if you want to be doing certain foul shit. God's going to make sure that foul shit gets removed. See, chosen ones don't got that choice to be lower individuals. But we got the choice whether or not we're going to entertain them longer than we supposed to. if we're going to allow that grass to outgrow and have those snakes be all around your shit. See, sometimes your grass was overgrown because you was around those karmics in a sense. See, we don't got that choice to not do right. That's not going to happen. God's going to be like, oh, all right, what you say you're going to do? And boom, remove that shit from right around you. So whether or not you decide, thank you, babies, whether or not you decide to move or God has those people move their ass from around you, you got to realize you ain't got the same free will as other individuals. You can't do what other people do. But certain individuals have the choice whether or not they're going to receive you at that time or if they're going to have somebody pass it up and let somebody else come through and shine. See, chosen ones, again, I want you to realize your love's coming in. Those opportunities is getting presented. Don't allow your past to project any things on you. You already removed that shit. Don't think about who's doing black magic on you. That shit doesn't affect you if you don't give it attention. See, your mind is the manifestor, chosen ones. So by you saying what so-and-so's attempting to do to you, you're acknowledging what they do to you. So anytime any type of inconvenience happens for you, you give that power to that individual like it was them who had the ability to do it. That's how they get you. Magic don't work. You heard me? Magic is just words with intentions behind it. So you gotta realize some of your mothers been speaking magic on you, telling you you wasn't gonna be shit, telling you what you can and cannot do. That's magic too, because that's words with intentions behind it. They wanted to limit you. There's certain people that say, oh, you ain't never gonna find another lover like me. And you feeling like, oh, that certain magic, they put a spell on your love life. No, they had you questioning it. They had you scared to hop back in that shit. But one thing about me, I'm a risk taker. I'm going to take that risk. What is you talking about? If this don't work, cool. I'm going to be patient till God tell me to make another move. See, we not nobody who's scary. Even if we scared at that time, we not scary. We the risk takers. Cause why? Cause we got certain protection inside that other people ain't got. What you talking about? What? You don't love me? Oh, all right, cool. I know somebody else is going to. I'm gonna be patient. You heard me? You gotta realize that magic only works when they get in your mind and you keep speaking about what they doing to you. Fuck them. Everybody wanna be on some hocus pocus shit. Man, listen. They some dodos. They not like that for real. But if they get in your mind and make you feel like what they doing to you is working for you, if your mind's the manifestor, so that's like the projector in a sense. Think of a classroom. When that teacher puts that shit on that projector and it goes on that wall and everybody can see it, that's what your mind is. So if you manifesting that and you believe in what they doing to you has access over you, has power over you, you giving power to these individuals when they don't even have the abilities to do what you think that they doing. They not like that. You are protected. So out of sight, out of mind. That's it. When you stop acknowledging them, they don't exist. They can be hands all conjured up, speaking some other shit. They can think that they craft in a sense, but we seen how that shit played out in the end. It never works out for them. Never. You heard me. So get your shit together. You heard me. Your mind is the manifestor. Why are you going to allow those people to project that energy on you? Think about what a projector does. They put certain shit up and that gets put on you. So if you out here letting these people project on you that you never gonna have love, that shit's gonna come true. If you believing that you cursed, what the hell you think's gonna come through? When you start saying affirmations about you, then you start to see how God move about you too. When you say, I am love. I am love. See, you a magnet. So think of a magnet, right? You got to have this piece and this side. They got to be looking at each other, right? In order to connect. So if you are this magnet and it's positive and you not looking at the negative, that shit was never going to be able to connect in, right? So I want you to realize, chosen ones, if your mind's the manifestor, if you stop looking at everything pessimistic, that means negative. If you stop looking at all the bad shit that's going down and think about all the positive, what do you think you're going to be connected with? If you love, what you think that you're going to accept and receive? Love. So you got to be it to receive it. You sit there and say, I am love. I am loved, right? Oh, why? Cool. I am chosen. I am protected. You say I am, and you better put some powerful shit behind it. You heard me. So as much as they say a negative on you, you better be counteracting that with some positive things about you. They talking about you never gonna be something. I'm gonna be everything I put my mind to. I am love. I am light. I am so thankful that everything always works out for me. I am so thankful that I'm surrounded by prosperity. I am so grateful that love surrounds. You say what that is, what you want. That's what you get. So why you gonna be focused on some negative shit and you helping them attack you in a sense? Nah, shorty. You not built like that. So stop thinking about negative and think about positive. You connect with like minds. So you are love, what you gonna get? Love too. If you are light, what are you gonna have? Light that illuminates your room. You gotta know that you different than these other individuals you connected to. Your mind is the manifester. So once you make your mind up, you already made it. Once you make your mind up, it's already faded. You already made it. It's just you embracing these experiences as you're going along. But if you say I am successful, your ass is successful. Now let's talk. It's all about perspective. See, certain people say, oh, I know I made it when I could say you a musician or you an artist or you this, you got a business, whatever the case may be. You say I'll be successful when I can finally make money for the things that I love to do. All of a sudden, you got one order that comes in and you thinking bad about you. But if you truly think about it, your ass made it to where you was asking to make it to. You said if you could get paid for the things that you truly love to do, if you can get paid or profit for your purpose that God put in you, you got to realize what, chosen ones, your ass already made it. It's just going to continue to double and triple. And so we better know that you already made it. You thinking, oh, all this money come through, but how many people got all this money and they ain't happy like you? There's so many people that say, oh, I'll be so happy when I become a millionaire. How you know when you ain't never been there? What if you get there, got millions and come in, but the people around you ain't truly loving you? The people around you, you know, is using you. The people around you are always downing you or wanting something from you. You ain't never made it there, so how the hell you know that that was for you? Huh? You sitting there coming up with all these things in your head that you think is going to save you instead of you saving you instead. That money shit don't matter if the morals ain't there. All those people around you don't matter if none of them care. You got to know that you already made it. So again, if you got one order that comes in, celebrate you. You made it. Because you ain't even know that you was going to have the business that you do. You never even thought that you was going to get your EIN and be able to be official. You ain't even know what direction you was going to be in. So you got to know that if you look back to your past, this is a position that you prayed to be in. You understand me? You already made it. You just enjoy the experiences as you go through them so that you can, again, get in the position that God wants you to be in. You made it. You heard me. So we celebrating you, baby, all day, every day. You made it. Even if you in a one-bedroom place, you a studio apartment, got 5 kids, whatever the case may be, you apply it. Your ass made it out of that toxic shit that you used to be in. You could have been in a 5-bedroom crib in the past, but you was with a demonic individual who ain't even want to see you live, that didn't even love you, who didn't appreciate you. Now you got your peace in your new place around people who truly support you. This is a place that you pray to be in. At one point in time, you talking about, damn, I just moved. I ain't even got furniture inside. Shit, you ain't even know that you was going to ever be able to make this move. You sitting there complaining because you want an air mattress and all these people that's sleeping on that. Your true boo is going to sleep as peacefully on that air mattress as they would that California king bed. Your true divine partner is going to be happy riding in that passenger seat, whether or not they riding in that putt-putt or that foreign. The people that's for you is going to celebrate you every step that you go through too. They not going to be looking at what you got. They going to be looking at what's inside of you. You heard me. So while you out here trying to impress other people, while you out here trying to get approval by other people, do you approve you? Are you proud of you? Do you realize where the hell you came from and where God got you to? This was the answer in your prayers. You talking about you living check to check, but there was a time where you wasn't even getting that. You didn't even have a job. Now you complaining because you working check to check when you didn't even have money coming in, where you had bills but didn't have the ability to pay that shit. You better get your shit together. You letting that past person project on you to still feel like you failing when you don't even realize how God is coming through for you. You are exactly where you need to be. You hear me? So you properly prepare your ass to receive. That's it. All the answers to your prayers is getting presented. Are you prepared for them? Are you prepared for them? That's it. You worried about this. You worried about people judging you in the car that you drive, but your shit's paid off for. Paid off for from divine. You ain't got to sit there and if you miss a payment, they going to come and snatch that shit back. That's equivalent to these people doing them scams, trying to get a quick come up, but they going to have to pay that shit back because they ain't earned that. Whereas you did the work that God asked you to. It may not seem like much to other individuals, but you ain't got to get that shit back. You heard me. You paid for it. It's yours. You blessed. You got to know that. And God's going to see, okay, you was driving around with this. I'm about to double it. You know I had to double it. You heard me. God wants to see what you going to do with what I gave you. You turn that turkey meat, a hamburger meat, with those noodles and that sauce, you turn that one ingredient into a whole meal that could last for a week. Cause shit, we done all been there when we had to have spaghetti for 2 or 3 damn days. We done had where we had this and we had to make it stretch in a way. So God was like, shit, you made a meal out of that? Well, shit, let me give you something else in a sense. You got a whole pantry of other shit. Let me see what you gonna do. You stretch that meal for 6 other individuals. Let me see what you gonna do when I put this whole pantry of ingredients in front of you. I know you gonna stretch it for years and years to come. You better know that. You the chosen one. You not no little ass man. You better know who you are and know who you come from. And know that God's going to double it and triple it based upon the work that you done. You that for real. Always been that for real. The people around you just starting to see it. They couldn't believe it. You was the one that God chose when they was trying to dress that way, act like that way. They sold their soul. Whole time you just had to be you and God was going to have certain things get presented for you because you that. You hear me? You better know that you exactly where you supposed to be at. Never been in lack. You better know you've been favored the whole time. You one of God's favorites. You heard me. But listen, babies, I got to get up off here. Know that I'm going to upload this live later on my YouTube. Turn your notifications on. And please remember, I'll never reach out to you for a reading. You got to be ready to receive it. The link is in my bio. I ain't going to sugarcoat shit. I'm going to tell you what you do, what they doing to you, what cycle you connected to. I'm going to tell you the truth about your boo and who's truly supposed to be aligned with you. I'm not sugarcoating shit, so you better be ready to receive that. You heard me. Also, again, virtual courses, they available. I'm going to add some more on too. But right now, we got early June virtual courses. You can't physically see me, virtually sign up. I got you. As far as physically, my next event, June 17th, Orlando, Florida. I'm going to be in your city. Come out and see me. It's going to be like a classroom setting. I'm trying to tell you. I'm going to read you in real time. So things that you don't even want to say, God will have me say for you. And if you got questions, I'm there to answer them for you. You heard me. We getting right. That's it. We healing. We embracing life. If you keep covering up like nothing's wrong, then you're going to still feel wrong within. You can't sugarcoat how you feeling. It's time to truly address it. You understand me? I love you so, so much. Y'all continue to be great, but remember, if you need me, baby, you know how to reach me, all right? Y'all be great.